All right. 3,
I can't even read that shit.
2, 1. I think.
Let's go.
I think we're live. Yeah, I think we're live. With TikTok
You never
guru.
know. You never know in the beginning.
BigRobEnergy. You are the TikTok guru.
Oh my god.
You're the TikTok guy now. Like you are aware of that, right?
No, I don't think so.
I
mean, I'm not.
It is.
Like,
it is.
It's some silly shit.
It's the biggest form of your brand. Has that hit you yet? Have you actually thought about that? What other platform do you have?
I don't know.
What other platform do you personally upload your own life and your own content, and you have 100,000 followers on? Nothing.
110.
You're a TikToker. It's not. Just own up to it, man.
Dude, I guess. Yeah, I gotta accept it at some point.
You're a TikToker.
It just cracks me up. It's funny. I think it's bizarre to me because I just started it, and I've been doing all this other stuff for so long. So I just like in my head, I just figure this other stuff is we're serious. You know what I mean, or something.
Well, I had an interesting meeting today. I can't say. I just told you who off stream. Yeah. I can't say on the podcast.
It's dope when you guys find out.
By the way, gang, welcome to the first ever official new podcast to Spotify. For everybody that's not currently in the live stream and is listening to this in the future, we are finally on Spotify. Woo! We are finally there.
That's big time moves.
That's big time moves. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, you're probably like, okay, well, what the fuck? Dude, I'm clearly here. I don't need this announcement. You could come to our youtube.com/BigE Hangouts. And we do these live in the spot. We don't interact with viewers because the live viewers they're just peasants, right? They're just people wasting their time watching us. I'm just kidding. We love the live viewers.
They matter. They
matter. We try to just have BigE Hangouts is like just a casual interaction between me and somebody. At first I've tried to do this a couple different times. Like we try to be motivational with this. We try to be like businessy with this. I think we try to copy other people, right, Rob? Me.
Well, yeah. Well, I think you just try to follow a certain blueprint. You think you should be a certain way and type of stuff. But when you and I talk, I mean, even when it's off a podcast, like just on the phone, it's always like it could have easily been an episode, but we just talk about like everything under the sun. So yeah, you're just kind of bringing that to a different platform right now.
Exactly. And so I'm just trying to if you could, basically I noticed on some of like the last podcast, like when I was doing them on like old channels and stuff, like a big portion of it was like introducing the person. It's like, yo, if you guys want to know who this person is, like you should go be checking out who BigRobEnergy is. You should go learn. You don't need to learn his life from me. We just got to talk about some shit that's going on. And some shit that's going on is, are you scared about TikTok right now? You think they're gonna, it's bullshit, right?
I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
It's bullshit. Yeah,
it's just not. It's not like you're talking about some app that has like 10,000 followers that might be a risk. It's the biggest app in the world. Like they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna use this. They're not gonna get rid of billions and like trillions of fucking dollars because like the magnitude of it is too crazy that they'd be just morons to not like take it in some way and leverage it for good. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. Yeah, and it's only growing by the day, like substantially. So I mean, if a company like Microsoft or whatever, doesn't buy it, everyone's missing out if they can buy it. So
yeah, somebody's going to buy it. But it's fucking, dude. It is wild how fast social media wildfire is anymore, dude. So quick. Like,
what do you mean by that?
So like the night that I think I seen it first from Slasher had tweeted something out that Trump just signed an executive order. This is what it's going to be, and like it's like or whatever. By the next day, Megan came home from work. Did you hear that they're closing TikTok or something like that? And I'm like, no, that's not what's happening. That is literally, and he wants to sign to stop paying all these other social media sites. I'm like, no, that's not what fucking. But like, she was
it's all headlines, dude.
God bless her heart. She was so determined to tell me some crazy, extravagant news. And like, I don't blame her because like, she's just hearing it at work and it's like it's the talk of the town because like you're talking literally without. Well, it's not the. Is it the largest social media site right now? It's not the largest right now. Facebook's still bigger, right?
I don't know about the largest. I think so, but if you go to the App Store, at least on an iPhone, it's the number one app.
500 million.
I think Instagram's number 2.
500 million monthly active users right now on TikTok.
Yeah, and dude, it's trending up. Like it's not.
Yeah, it's not slowing down.
I mean,
to put this into perspective,
not even remotely close.
To put this into perspective, holy fuck! To put this into perspective, Twitter's monthly active users right now are 48 million, and TikTok is at 500 million. Are you
Yeah, bro.
Hold on, let's see Facebook. 2.
TikTok or Twitter. Twitter was fizzling out in theory like a couple years ago, but I honestly think Trump is the main reason it's still kicking it. But I think it's all different. I mean, every social media is different.
I think politics and news is killing it.
Yeah, that's where people get their news from, which is not a good thing, but that's where a lot of people get their news from. From Twitter.
Let me make.
That's all they use it for.
Let me make it very clear to people out there. Let me make it very clear to people out there. If you are getting your news, if in a timeline, I am seeing people share quote unquote news, and then also scrolling down, I'm seeing some dude retweet a girl's asshole just getting straight blown out by the fat fucking cock. It is it is not a reliable site to get your fucking news from. It is not.
Clip that, dude. Holy shit.
It is not.
Oh my god. No, you're totally right. Like, I don't know. People just retweet. They don't read anything. They see a headline, they retweet, and they move on.
Yeah.
And all the other morons that go with it, all they do is see the retweet. And they go, "Oh, that's the news."
Yep.
It's fucking sad, dude.
So,
honestly.
So today on my timeline, I learned that TikTok is going to be destroyed, that all gamers are going to lose their jobs. Joe Rogan said that gaming is for pathetic losers.
Oh, yeah.
And also, fun fact, my favorite porn star just released her newest OnlyFans, so you should all go check that out. And that's where I get all my viable information.
That's what you consume on a daily basis. Just all that. Just all the necessities.
But it's interesting in relation to that. It's like all this is like, it's such a fascinating time for social media and everything, but it's like such a scary time because I was listening to ironically this morning, listening to the Joe Rogan Rob Lowe podcast, which is great. I'm not done with
I saw that.
And
well, I didn't watch it, but I saw it.
Yeah. And Rob Lowe said something that's like, it kind of puts us in perspective of where we are. And he's like, because Joe was like, man, you were famous in the 80s, like pre-internet era. And he's like, yeah. And Rob's like, who really wants to even be famous anymore? And it's like so true. It's like,
I know,
social media, like, one, there's so many just people with millions of followers out there in the world now. 2,
it's so crazy, dude.
It's mind blowing. If you like,
yeah.
Do you realize how many times I've clicked on a YouTube channel and it's had millions of fucking subscribers, and I'm like, who are you?
Oh,
who the fuck
that
are
happens
you?
on every social media, dude. I come across Instagram accounts all the time that have literally like 1 million to like 4 million. Well, I've never even seen these people.
Instagram,
like 4 million people know this person.
Isn't Instagram
not me?
Instagram's like, has Instagram ever had a bot clear out though? Like,
yeah, they did. So that's funny. I forgot about that, but they did like probably 4 years ago, a long time ago. And a lot of rappers and stuff and athletes, because I follow them, were getting called out because they, like, some of them went. Do you know who Stitches is?
I don't. I'm a boomer when it comes to music.
Well, so this guy just visually looks crazy. If you just Google Stitches rapper, you'll be like, what the fuck? But he was like notorious for having, like, I think he had like 200,000 at the time, and he dropped down to like 20,000. So, it was like a big deal. He was like the main guy that got fucked. But
those tattoos.
But they did
real?
That once. Yeah, it's all real, dude. Hey, it's insane.
What is?
He's really young too. He's like not. He looks old, but he's not yet. Or he's not old.
Yeah, I wonder why.
But anyways, there was several people that like went way down. Like the Kardashians and stuff all went down a lot. But
yeah, I didn't know, because I knew that Instagram was probably one of the
it's been a minute though.
Instagram was probably one of the most botted sites there for a while.
For sure.
Easily.
There's tons of third-party services and stuff you can do to kind of like hack the system. But they keep tabs on a lot of stuff. They update that shit all the time, and
yeah, it's almost,
people can't get away with a lot anymore.
I seen your TikTok, one of your famous TikToks, when you were explaining about how like Instagram's trying to compete with TikTok, and it's like it's just not going to be possible because Instagram's algorithm is favoring people. And one thing that makes TikTok so special, and I'm a prime example of it. You could post your first TikTok, literally have 0 followers, and get hundreds of thousands of views out of it. And that's almost like the sad thing that comes along with social media growth is there's that time of purity. You know what I mean? Where it's just fun for everybody, and they're just doing the thing, and it's exploration. Yeah. And it's like it's going to come to an end. Like there is going to probably be a point with TikTok where it's not going to be like how it is.
Bro, I said that since day one.
Yeah,
that's the only reason you and I used to go back and forth all the time when we first started. Try like studying and try to like figure out what matters and all that stuff. But like the reason I know personally I was like so into it was because I know at any moment it's not going to be this easy. Yeah. And I tell people this all the time when I'm doing like consultations and whatnot. But I tell them like every app, if you think about it, was really easy to grow on at one point. Like Instagram, you could just literally like 100 photos. And these people thought you were really liking their photo, like actually spending time on their page, and 65 people would follow you back. And nowadays, if you try to do the same thing, you probably won't get 1 follower back. Like people become wise to it, and these little tricks and stuff, they're just not as effective. Facebook, I remember Facebook back in the day. I used to run I don't know if you know this, but I used to run like a meme account for the whole state of Washington. It started off in my town, and it grew like crazy. This is back when I was like 18 or something. It grew like crazy. It was getting likes like every time I hit refresh. And I was like, dude, and I looked up like a meme account for the whole state of Washington, just called Washington Memes. And there was no page. And I'm like, yo, I'm definitely going to do this shit. So I got that. And that page got up to like 130,000 likes in like, I think like 5 months or 6 months or something. It was going insane. But back in those days, if a meme pops up or any content popped up on Facebook, and just like if I like the picture myself, every one of my friends would see that I liked it. Like every single person on my friends list would see it. So things would go viral and share like so easily.
Wildfire.
And then I remember the day like vividly, because my dad had Facebook pages too. We just kind of talk about this kind of stuff. He's a marketing guy too. But I remember the day where I posted something and like 5, I don't even know, like 5%, I'll just say that, like 5% of the following saw it, or that usually see it. And I'm like, well, yo, what was this? And then like every post after that, like wasn't even remotely close to the same reach. And then you started doing research, and like everyone's pages were fucked, and nobody was growing. And that's when they came out with like boosted posting and like, putting money into it and stuff like that. And then Instagram, same thing happened. The algorithm got fucked. I used to get more likes on my Instagram pics like 6 years ago. You know what I mean? When I had like it's unreal, dude.
It's wild.
But that's how everything is.
It's wild.
TikTok has to happen.
Yeah, and like it's wild how
with the crazy numbers.
We're already talking about like there's going to be a day soon to where like TikTok algorithm is going to get tougher, but then there's still people that are like, why are people even wasting their time? This app doesn't even matter. And it's like in the meeting, out of all the things that the meeting with that company that I'm going to be working with here soon.
Yeah.
They didn't ask about YouTube. They asked about my brand. Where am I bringing my brand? But the big thing, we were like, are you on TikTok? That was one of the biggest things they'd asked. Are you doing TikToks? You need to be doing TikToks. Yeah. So, but it
sounds ridiculous, but if you look at it from
everything is ridiculous until
numbers
it's not.
Perspective.
Remember, like
exactly.
Dude, everybody all the time
100%.
Was like, "Why would I just post pictures to Instagram? I can do that on Facebook." And then Facebook buys Instagram, and everybody's just like,
"Yeah." And then Facebook, exactly.
So like, it's crazy. People don't know how good they have it right now because we compare ourselves to like a lot of the past, and like TikTok's a good. Dude, like everybody should be doing TikTok right now. If you want to be a social media influencer, content creator in any way, you should be doing TikTok because it's just so easy right now. It's not taking up any of your time to do some half-ass shit on TikTok. It just really isn't. Because like
the ease of it is unreal.
Yeah. I remember it's crazy that you were talking about like some of the Facebook stuff. I mean, do you remember the days where you share a YouTube video onto something like Facebook or Twitter and it would automatically play the YouTube video on Facebook or Twitter? It would automatically just play it. It wasn't.
I don't know if I remember that.
It wasn't.
I don't know if I remember
that was only like 3 years ago when that changed. 3 to 4 years ago, maybe. Like you would post a video.
Yeah, you get hella views.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, let's go back. Let's backtrack a little bit. Let's go back to 2012, 2013. If Bad Seed Tech likes my YouTube video, boom, I go on his feed. So if his subscribers, people that are subscribed to him would have all seen. That's how we all grew back in 2012. Like that grew so fast too, because like I was friends with all these like when Obey was made. Like it was some of the biggest gamers in the industry made that team. Agony, Jambi, Mala, a whole bunch of these like former FaZe guys all made this team. They had tens of thousands to hundred thousands of subscribers back in 2012, 2013. And it was like they like you were always wanting to get a like from somebody bigger because it was an instant like.
Yeah.
Hundreds of new subscribers. It was wild how you know and like obviously it's not sustainable. Because like now you got billions or millions of people on there, but it also took away from that community feeling. Yeah, no, but I'm saying like that is one thing that like
you can't rely on it.
You can't rely on it, but it is one thing on YouTube that I really hate still to this day. Like kind of like the direct. I don't think their algorithm works that well, but it does. You know what I mean? Like I understand it. I'm trying to work with, but it's like your prime example. You're a homie of mine. We watch both of each other's videos, and you're sharing me screenshots. Like, dude, I'm not getting any of your stuff, and it's like that's
not even like it didn't pop. Like it's literally not in my notifications. It never showed up.
That's a flawed program. Yeah, it's a flawed.
And you're somebody I watch all the time. So if anybody's gonna pop up, you know what I mean? Like,
right. Which is wild because what's ironic about that too is last month my stats were up, my impressions were up, my click-through rate was up, like the percentage of people like clicking my videos because they see it. You would think almost like if those numbers are up, YouTube would want to favor that kind of content if people are spending more time watching my stuff with whatever I've changed. But yeah, it's YouTube algorithm. It's so hit or miss and shit. And like, but that's like. What we're talking about now, people are going to be having these conversations about TikTok, and they're going to be wishing the days that they would have just fucking shared a video and it just randomly got hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah, dude, they kind of nerfed it like, probably a month and a half ago or something like that. Like I remember I used to post something, and pretty much, I mean, if you had like 5,000 followers, like this would happen, but you could post something and within like the first hour. At some point, it would go up to like 400 to 600 views, like every single time, pretty much every single time. And nowadays, that like hour time frame is now like 3 to 4 hours. So it's definitely already being throttled back in a sense. And like, what's the next thing?
You know what I mean? You have to because every social media site has to do this because they have to have stars. You have to have superstars on everything. Not everybody. Like the fun fact of not fun fact. Well, fun fact, unfortunate fact of anything is you have to have people that are popular on something. Everybody can't just be popular.
Yeah,
you can't just have like.
Well, naturally, people will become popular, but I bet they probably favor some people. Who knows?
Oh yeah. Well,
you never know what's going on.
They favor. Well, I mean, TikTok has already gotten in trouble multiple times on favoring and unfavoring too. Like there's been
really?
Yeah, I mean there's some people like a year ago when we were talking about TikTok that I followed that like some of their pages have been banned already, or like they're like they've been like suppressed on there, and it's like there's that one guy that would do like insane face makeup and he would look like a demon or some shit, but he did like really good acting, you know, and like all his shit got suppressed.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Dude, he's got like
I've seen that dude.
He's
crazy.
Really good.
Oh, yeah, take your time.
Reconnection successful. It should be good. It's just a hiccup on OBS.
Is it still live?
Yeah, it's still live. But yeah, like they're already dealing with that type of shit. And that's gorgeous. That's
dude. I saw an account the other day that had like less than 1,000, and the guy was verified. And the whole TikTok was about how he's verified, and everybody's like, it was just kind of cracked me up. But that guy's, it's just a weird situation. I mean, he could be a famous guy that nobody even knows. Right?
I literally hit up a friend last night. She creates great content, but she joined a few months ago, and she just passed me in followers. She just hit 10K. Congrats! Like seriously, she does great content. Funny. She's in gaming, and she's verified. I'm like, how the fuck? I messaged her. How are you verified? Oh, my network got me verified. I'm like, ow. So that, like, so I was like, immediately I was like, I'm gonna go to my YouTube network and see if they can't verify me on these platforms. And they're like, we can't verify you on other platforms, but we can try to get you verified on YouTube. I'm like, let's fucking run it up, dude. Because now that I got BigE.co, that's some moves. Apparently, that's what somebody was telling me.
Yeah, I know.
When you get a very
website.
When you get a solidified, like it, dude, it's BigE.co.
Yeah.
Like how much?
You need that legitimacy.
Yeah, because I don't even think BigE.com.
That's like, I mean, that's like the whole point.
Yeah, I mean that's your brand.
It's probably that wrestler.
I don't think that wrestler has a website. Let me look it up real quick. BigE.com. Nope, page doesn't exist. Server IP address could not be found.
Damn.
Yeah, they say so. Nick was telling me. Nick from Ember Webs, which is my it's my website guy. You know what I mean? I got a website guy. No big deal. I think it's Namecheap. So some people buy up these domains like years ago, and they just hold on to them.
Yeah, definitely.
And just sit on them.
I actually tried selling domains a long time ago.
Dude, you've done it all.
Dude.
See, so
I throw so much shit at the wall.
So
see what sticks.
So
I'm like the king of that shit, dude. It's crazy.
You gotta respect it.
Well, I look at myself as like an opportunist, you know what I mean? And but usually most things I try stem from something else. Like for example, growing up, I grew up in a pretty fortunate household and like a pretty nice neighborhood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And my next door neighbor, they just happened to build this like monstrous house one day. Like it was unreal. And it was like literally twice as big as like every other house. And like and this guy, he drove like a Maserati, like a really fucking nice one. And like it was just crazy, but no one ever knew like what he did. And then I found out one day from my dad, I guess my dad knew, but I found out from my dad that this dude, all he did was buy domains and sell them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? So I'm like sitting around one day, I think I was in college or something. I was sitting around one day, I was like, I went on GoDaddy and I found some for like $12 or something, and just kind of nothing ever happened. I didn't sell any of them, I don't think. But I tried it. I don't know. Like you don't know. Like,
I'm looking right now.
You did it.
I'm looking right now on Namecheap. I just typed in BigE.com. It was registered in 1995. Somebody bought that. It literally says registered at Mark Monitor Inc. and it says make an offer. So I mean, some of these like BigE.app, $1,500. I mean, BigE.co. I paid a good amount for BigE.co. Just to have that. But oddly, like
BigE could become some shoe company one day or something. You have no idea. And they're gonna need that, and they'll pay $1 million.
Right.
Like it's
right.
That's a very possible thing. It happens all the time.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's the next big. I'm making that investment. I think websites are gonna start doing more of a full. Cause like I don't know. I guess a year ago, I never really would have. A year and a half ago, I never thought that TikTok would be what it is. But it's like, where are we gonna go from here with social media and shit? You know what I mean? It's just like
I don't even know.
And then
I think live stuff is where it's at.
Yeah, but like
I don't know what else you could do with that. But there's something else you could do with that. Somebody will figure it out.
Even still, that's like dangerous waters. Like you like, dude,
a lot more people are gonna get canceled doing that.
Very true,
but being live is like it just separates the real from the fake, and we're in a world right now where authenticity is like it's just what everybody wants.
Well, the bad thing is too, like we're seeing it with the recent Twitch shit, the whole doc thing. Once you start having a potential, like all people don't realize like how much that ruined live streaming to see that. Because there was a certain sense of like authenticity.
Because he didn't know.
he didn't know, and just how much this whole process was is just so unaware for everybody else, how fast it happened,
Yeah.
how easily, like, how small it made us all feel. Because if, like, Doc can just be ripped off a fucking platform,
Yeah.
fuck, dude. I'm a nobody.
Why not me with
Yeah,
10 viewers?
so why would I want to spend all those hours, like, and then I'm hearing, like, even bigger guys that play with Doc are like, yeah, now we can't play games with him. We can't play on the platform with him now.
Wow.
Like,
That sucks. And at the core of it, I mean, those guys who really know him, like they just can't play with their friends.
You hear the
You know what I mean?
sadness in their fucking voice when
That's
they
a
talk
fucking
about it.
bummer.
Like, when hearing Viz talk about it was like kind of heartbreaking. Like, I can't play with Doc anymore. And like then hearing some of these people talk about like Twitch as a whole, because like we've put so many years into it, and I love the platform, but like that creates such a level of untrust within Twitch in itself, and it like in streaming as well. Because I think I maybe I'm speaking on just behalf of myself, but when it came to streaming, for years, like YouTube videos and creating videos have become like this kind of like copyrighted, censored. You have to start following guidelines and rules. And when you went live, it was just like you're live.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't say racist shit. Don't be a sexist. But for the most part, like, have a good fucking time, right? Now it's like now live streaming is getting like tampered with and touched with, and like you gotta watch what you say, and you gotta watch who. Everything over a period of time just gets tampered, and that's I don't know. It's just, it sucks.
Yeah. Dude, to come full circle, I've seen some people and some guys I actually know personally, but they've been getting kicked off TikTok Live because they say like fuck.
Yeah,
and
stupid.
And their TikTok Live will get banned.
Has anybody...
Isn't that insane? Like, you can't even swear.
Has anybody... It's weird how, like, in our culture, we're becoming more like, oh, okay, that's understandable. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, this part of you, like, kind of think, like, oh, well, yeah, the site doesn't want you saying saying fuck. So they're... But then, like, so it's, like, kind of understandable because it's like, okay, there's a lot of kids here. It's just the site one. But then, like, when you think about it, you're like...
Yeah, I get it.
It's a physical word. And it's just, once you start going down that rabbit hole of, like, now you can do this, but you can't do that.
You cannot say.
That's where, like...
That cuss word, I mean, I don't know. Vulgar language is kind of a set in stone thing, I think. I mean, it's not too, like, we all know what all the bad words are and stuff, but...
Dude,
a part of me gets it. Another part of me, I mean, there's arguments to, all sides of it, just like everything, it seems like. But another part of it's like, you clicked on my live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't.
You know what you're getting yourself into.
This.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so there's that, because it's your choice. Then again, it's like, I'm in TikTok's house. So
yeah. I gotta play by
their rules.
I know. And that, that's what
and nobody wants rules.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes it. That's what makes it tough.
I kind of get it. I don't know.
That's what makes it tough, because you gotta. Nobody is. I'm lucky to have a Twitch channel. I'm lucky to have a TikTok. I'm lucky to have a following. But it's like, also too, some of these sites, it's like if you gain a following for being who you are, like, that's really shitty of the site to try to change who you are in relation to what they want to see from their community. Yeah. And I know one thing, I don't watch a dude. I mean, he's a meme to me, but like, I do agree with a lot of people that one of the biggest things that Twitter did bad these last few years was the whole Alex Jones thing. You just can't, like, I know he's a fucking nut job.
Oh yeah.
But like, that's where you start getting into treacherous when you have these platforms and there's such a, like, an untouched, tainted, smothered thing. It's just like, yeah, it's got beef, it's got controversy, but it's like, it's Twitter. Or like, dude, Twitch has done some, like, Twitch is weird, people get away with shit, but it's Twitch. And then when all of a sudden you just see, like, the biggest fucking guy get ripped off the fucking platform, and now nobody can fucking play with him, now people are going to start thinking, you know what I mean? Like,
crazy.
And same thing with Twitter. Like, yeah, the guy fucking says some weird shit, but like, okay, why can he say weird shit and fucking get ripped off the platform? Dude, I see some people say some weird fucking shit on there. Weird fucking
all the
shit.
Time.
On some, like, not at all to get, like, political or anything, but like, people that talk politics on there in either direction, or anything really, any topic, and they're just so far on another end of the spectrum. But that spectrum is okay. It's like, where do you draw lines then? Like, who gets to decide this?
I just think it's, yeah, that's true. Like, is there a boardroom or something? But the thing is like, there's tools you can use on these platforms to make you not see it. So I just go back to the thing where it's like, it's kind of on you.
Yeah,
I
agree.
At a certain point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to see Alex Jones, like, you can easily mute him, block him, do whatever. Like, it takes a second.
Right.
Not even a second.
Right.
You can not see this stuff. You know? So if there weren't tools and you pretty much had to see it every single day in some way, then
we're getting to the point. We're getting to the point.
That's just not how it is.
We're getting to the point now where like people have this privacy to not see some shit, but they go out of their way to be fucking offended about shit. It's like literally imagine a fucking Karen breaking into my fucking house, and walking into the restroom and seeing me naked and being like, "Oh my God, you flashed me! You fucking flashed me! You sick pervert!
That'd be a treat.
Flashed me!" Yeah, it'd be a delicious treat. But no, that's what it's turning into. Don't come into my motherfucking yard and my motherfucking house.
That is true.
And get offended about your fucking shit. Stay away. A lot of room out here on social media land. Get the fuck out of here.
That is true. Yeah, that's actually a funny example. Yeah.
Especially when we're talking like millions on like that's what literally what we were just talking about.
Yeah, there's enough space to do what you want, see what you want. But like you said, going out of your way. I mean, the vast majority of people that are pissed off about it and stuff, this is like literally what they do, like as their hobby, you know, which is really sad. But a lot of people nowadays like don't have a job right now. You know, they have so much more time on their hands to focus on stuff, and they don't know where to like put their energy. You know what I mean? So they get on a social media thing. And I never argue with people on social media, but I've gotten sucked into things before, whether it's like news or just a rabbit hole. I mean, YouTube is a great example. Everybody knows that, but like getting sucked into different things. And then you're in this world and you kind of have to like, you know, realize you are and take yourself out of it. But that happens with little issues and stuff. And some people get offended by things, and I don't know. Some things do offend you. Like I mean, there's very small things, but like there's a couple things that if anybody did, like I actually feel offended by it. And I feel a certain type of way that I'm not trying to feel that way, but I definitely feel a little more pissed off when people do these certain things, you know, but I just don't like, I guess I don't go out of my way to do something about it because I know it's going to be like an ongoing like conversation or like argument. And like, you know, like I have the wherewithal to not like go down that road, but like a lot of people don't. They just fucking, that's what they do. And they have all day to argue.
Some days or some, I guess, as long as it's hard to like not get drawn into some things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, because
it really actually is hard. Like,
people just want that. Like, people just want that. They want that fucking like. They want to be a piece of shit. Yeah. Like they got nothing better to do with their time than to be a piece of fucking
some
giant
people
shit.
Some people suck.
Dude,
there's a lot of people out here.
And what's wild is some people.
That's a real thing.
Some people suck at sucking. Like some people suck at being a piece of shit. Like they're just so bad at it. Like it's just like, dude, come on, like, really?
At least do a good job.
Yeah, at least like really fucking.
At least
get
be
under
funny
my,
or something.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's
yeah, I understand.
And like
no, there's people of all walks of life. There will always be people of all walks of life. You know, it is what it is. I feel like, you know, you and I probably navigate through it pretty well at this point.
I was gonna say, is that
and we also surround ourselves with like so many awesome people that it's a lot easier to drown out the bullshit. You know
I was gonna ask, is that a reason why you're kind of skeptical about really kind of finally just coming out as a TikToker? Like that's what you are? Are you afraid of like getting some like an internet bully or something? Like why? Because like when I mentioned it earlier, you're like, oh, I'm not really a TikTok. Like you're a TikToker. You are the TikTok guru.
No, it has nothing to do with like being made fun of or anything. It's just something that has like registered.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's just too, dude. Like there's something about it. It's just it was like so easy to get to this point. Like as far as like actual effort goes, because I know how hard it is to make a YouTube video and how long it takes, and like, and these other things, and like you going out and taking the photo and editing it and like doing something and like putting this work in for Instagram. Like I know how long that shit takes.
Yeah.
And but TikTok, it's like it's so simple. At least to me, it's simple.
So
and you just knock these things out and you get these numbers and it grows, but it's not the same thing as like putting in a ton of effort and getting numbers.
So you almost don't like. So maybe you're not like. Maybe it hasn't hit you that much because you don't feel like you put that much work into it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think there's a correlation to it. I think honestly, like for example, I would imagine, and I haven't done this, but like if you had one dude that was a millionaire that worked for like a long fucking time and like busted his ass and saved up and like made smart moves, and then you had another dude that won the lottery and he had $1 million, and they both had $1 million. You know, the dude who busted his ass and was never given anything, I'm confident that that person would feel a lot better about having that money and be a lot more proud of it and all that kind of stuff than the person that was just handed it.
Well, yeah, that's on the theory that the person that just was handed it to him just like played the lottery. But
yeah, well, okay, yeah. So that is kind of what I'm saying.
Which in perspective to you, I think it's more of like, so this guy was busting his ass to make millions, and you were somebody that for some reason in the area that you're from, there wasn't much opportunity, and you were just busting your ass for years working for somebody else, always hoping your big break would come, never getting your big break, and then all of a sudden, boom, it came. Because like,
yeah, I guess you can kind of look at it like
you wouldn't be able to do a lot of the stuff you do on TikTok had you not have done so much on Instagram, had you not have made some of those YouTube videos.
Yeah, facts.
Like it's all correlation. Like you didn't just wake up one day and decide to play the lottery to get that. You've been working hard, consistently buying lottery tickets, hoping that someday your big break came. You know what I mean? And I mean
that's true. That makes sense.
I guess I correlate with that because like I would see that that's how I am. You know what I mean? Like I haven't like because it. In an aspect of like what you were just talking about, a guy like just working hard, creating something, making millions after years, like I correlate to that as somebody like they specifically know what they want in content or something like that, and they go after it. And that's how they gain that following, because for years they've been striking at that. Like if you look at me, I'm all over the place. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just because I'm just working hard every day, hoping that my big break comes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe it won't ever come. Maybe I'll blow up on TikTok though.
Well, maybe it did come. You know, to a certain extent.
Don't say that, because if my
no, I'm not saying no. All I'm saying is like you definitely like you're at a certain point. Like you're pretty successful. You know what I mean? With a lot of different things. Like it's not like you're still totally waiting. So don't. I guess what I'm trying to say is like don't lose sight.
Right.
You are making big fucking moves. Right.
For sure. I mean,
but no, I totally get what you're saying for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think literally just comes down to like an effort standpoint in my eyes. You know, like there's no recording the video, and then there's a big editing process and waiting for it to render and making a thumbnail and doing the description and doing the tags and like coming up with the title. There's none of that. It's like I posted something the other day, this like goofy video, and I recorded at like 1 a.m. of my dog, and it's got like over 1 million views, and that took me like 30 seconds. You know what I mean? So I think about that. But if I spent a day on a YouTube video and that got 1 million views versus my 30-second TikTok that got 1 million views, that YouTube video that's going to mean a lot more to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like it's like
there's different ways to look at it.
It's like the hard work paid off on it. You know,
it's more gratifying.
Yeah, because like, and that's where like in this last year, a lot of people, I've had a couple skits blow up on both TikTok and Twitter. I've never
Twitter skits always.
I've never even had a YouTube video come close to those views. Come close.
Yeah.
To some of those views, like that
it's
one.
Like different views.
Yeah. That one.
The numbers mean different things.
Yeah. The first TikTok or the first Twitter video to hit 1 million views for me didn't even compare to like my first YouTube video hitting 100,000 views, and it took 2 years for that YouTube video to hit 100,000 views. Or excuse me, my first one to hit 100,000 views took like 9 months or something like that. But yeah, it's such a, because it's like it's like you plan the content, you sit down. The market is so much more competitive. It's like nowadays if you have like a a sitcom have 1 million people sit down to watch it, you would be so happy. But like, you know, in the 80s, in the 70s and 80s, a bad sitcom would be like 20 million people watching. How fucking mind blowing is that?
Yeah,
that like I literally
that
was
is
just
pretty crazy.
Back to the Joe Rogan, Rob Lowe thing. He said Rob Lowe said one of his first ever TV sitcoms he was on was the worst sitcom he was in, and it was 19 million viewers, and it was the worst ranked.
Holy shit,
19 million.
Damn.
Just for perspective's sake,
I've never even thought about that.
The most watched show right now, the most watched is 15 million, and it's the most watched. NCIS
shows up.
NCIS or
no shit, really?
What is that?
Yeah,
I just heard him
on forever.
I just heard him say
I
it.
don't know. There's like 40 of those shows, dude.
That
like
is
CSI, NCIS, and all that stuff.
Yeah, that apparently it's apparently it's the most watched show, I believe. I don't know. Either way.
Oh, quick side note. Do you have HBO?
I have HBO Max.
That's what I have. Dude, have you seen McMillions?
No. What is that?
Oh my fucking god, dude.
What is it?
It's so well produced too. It's incredible because HBO like made it. But you know, like the whole McDonald's like Monopoly game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing, it's about how like winners were chosen, and the whole thing is like ran by the mob and like all this crazy shit.
Like it's big like McDonald's like conspiracy or a lot of like confirmed stuff.
Oh, it's a fact. No, everything's a fact. It's like an FBI investigation, like real dudes involved, and like a dude at McDonald's was. It's unreal. Like dude, you just gotta fucking watch it. That's all I'll say. But it's called McMillions.
I have a friend.
It's so well produced too. It's like it looks like a movie. They use like red cameras and like it's so good.
I have a friend. She's married to one of my good friends growing up. Her stepdad is like some I don't is he an owner of like a district of McDonald's? Dude, those people make fucking bank.
The franchise owners,
dude, they make fucking bank.
Yeah, dude, McDonald's. I can't remember last time I ate at McDonald's, but like they're always fucking packed. Imagine owning a fucking Chick-fil-A.
Dude, I
have that out there.
Yeah, we have Chick-fil-A out here. Yeah, I mean we're not in a fucking. We're East Coast, Rob. We're not on an island out in the middle of the fucking ocean. Yes, we have Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, but there's different places, you know, different restaurants.
I mean, maybe like In-N-Out Burgers and shit like that, but Chick-fil-A is
I thought you were still in Ohio.
It's like
you have like one store.
Chick-fil-A's Ohio's like the southern belt of Midwest. Like they have plenty of Chick-fil-A. It's
but where you
Bible
live in
country.
Ohio. We
had a Chick-fil-A like only 15 minutes away from us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is pretty. I mean, that's good for in Ohio. So, dude, so much corruption and shit from a lot of these franchises and shit though. But
that's crazy.
I remember them talking about what was it? It's like 10, 15 years ago maybe. The McDouble. It was the McDouble came out.
Yeah.
Right?
I used to get those.
They always had the McDoubles since all of us since growing up. But McDoubles used to have 2 slices of cheese. There's like one in between them.
They went to one?
Yeah, years ago.
What the fuck?
Maybe not notice. Like each franchise was saving like 10,000.
That probably saved them billions.
Dude, each franchise was like $10,000 a year because of cheese. One slice. Eliminating
from
one
just that sandwich?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And they start going, yeah, what else can we shortchange people on? You know?
Yeah.
Like, greed is crazy.
Let's just start using chicken and turkey in the burgers.
Yeah, or take the poppy seeds off the bun or some bullshit. Actually, I don't think they even have seeds on the bun.
I thought I seen an insane stat. Let me see if we are in fast food burgers. I think I heard this not too long ago.
Do you guys have Albertsons?
No, we do not have that.
Okay, so we have that here, and they were doing a game as well. I forget what game it was. It was just like the Monopoly thing. You know, you order whatever, and they give you some tickets at the end of it, and you know, it is what it is. And we like collected them the first time they did it, and we always got like you get hella close to winning, but you never actually get the winning piece. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then it dawned on me like after the first game, I'm like, dude, this whole thing's a fucking scam. And I was actually like really impressed from like a marketing aspect. I'm like, wow, this is like it all like just hit me at once. I'm like, this makes so much sense. Like they just never give you the winning piece, so you never win. I was going to the grocery store buying so much shit that I never buy. I would just buy like 30 yogurts because I got these like tickets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then but then it dawned on me, I'm like, this has to be a fucking, there's no way. Like I've never heard of any winners. And then this thing came out on HBO about McDonald's and stuff. And I'm like, yo, this is how this works.
Yeah.
Like, fuck these guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's creative.
Yeah. Marketing genius.
Marketing is sketch.
Well, I mean, we see it in our technology and shit too. Remember like when remember when the whole like iPhone, remember when people all the time were like, no, there's no conspiracy theorists, there's no way Apple would slow down a fucking phone. I paid $1,000 for this fucking thing. And then then Apple finally came out and was like, yeah,
like they said something.
We slow it down, and the reason why is we don't want to, like, you don't need to fucking slow it down. I think their justification was like, we try to give more bandwidth. It was like, well, they try to retain the battery life so that way it lasts longer, and then that way they can focus more of their data on new stuff. These phones are,
it's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's marketing bullshit.
I used to know several guys that I would hang out with that would always bitch about like that conspiracy. Say like, dude, I swear to God, they're doing this. They're slowing my shit down. And I'm not a conspiracy guy at all, really, unless there's a lot of like rationale behind it. But like, I'd always be like, dude, you know, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right? Like I never like fully believed it. And then that news came out. We were all like laughing about it because I'm like, yo, they really fucking did that. Like that's insane.
You know what the tough thing about conspiracies is there's like, oh man,
it depends on who's telling me about the conspiracy. That's the
that's the bad thing is there's the tough thing about conspiracies is there's so many conspiracies that are real. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like it's coming to the point now where it's just like it's hard to not believe shit. Like a year ago, if I had said, hey, the Pentagon's going to start releasing proof that there's at least unidentified objects flying around in our atmosphere, the actual government's going to release that, you'd be like, shut the fuck up.
I thought about that a few days ago. I was like, why isn't people talking about this shit?
If 10 years ago, if I said that, hey, so the Clintons are part of this weird like sex thing where they have sex with children, and also like Hillary Clinton has hired people to kill people. Like a lot of people would be like, why? That'd be so stupid. Like that's such a made up thing. I'm like, yeah, and if I said like there's billionaires that just like have weird wild orgies with underage kids, everybody would be like, dude, you're so sick to think that. And then a documentary literally comes out proving all of that. And then now everybody's just like,
I watched that Epstein thing.
Yeah. Mind blowing.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I give people the benefit of the doubt too much.
Yeah.
I figure like, which I think I'm actually glad I'm like that. Honestly, I see the good in people all the time. Like I try to always see the good in people like right away and just in general, instead of like just focusing on the bad or making something up in my head where I'm like, yeah, they could be like this or they could be like that. So it's hard for me to believe a lot of that shit, but yeah, when there's facts involved, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's the thing, especially right now. It is tough. Because you do want to give people the benefit of the doubt, because like anything,
of course, I don't know.
Anything can be like related to like being offended about something. Like or like, like we were saying, or like or finding somebody can try to find the grossness in something real quick. If they're like diving.
Yeah, it's kind of similar.
Yeah. It's like
you could easily find a shitload of good news every day. Yeah.
Or you can just look at the positive.
It's fucking out there.
Of like people just dive too deep for shit sometimes, but then also too there's a lot. It's like bad because there's just a lot of sick people out there. It's like Okay, a good way to like correlate it is the gaming industry just had this huge like Me Too movement, which is good. Like a lot of
Yeah.
females have come out and
I didn't.
said, "What's up?"
I was gonna say I never really dove into that. I saw it. I started saw it, but I don't know a lot of the info
Well,
behind it or anything.
a lot of females came out, which in the gaming industry it's new. A lot of streamers, creators go to events and basically would kind of like use their power over them, kind of
Oh,
thing. You know what I mean?
so it was actually in person stuff.
There's some like legitimacy to it, yeah, in person, and then also like you know, in the DMs and shit like that. But you also had some people like come out when everything was the iron was hot, you know, and would kind of like take advantage of that and would like exaggerate or like just blatantly like falsely like say something for some clout. And like people there was like one or two cases where like the guy would like actually like got lawyers involved to prove like it was all false, it was all accusations.
Yeah.
Ironically, in such an era, like the some of these tweets and news articles blew up about the accusations, but you never seen anything blow up about the guy being innocent or female or female. I don't even think
dude, that happens.
Guy
yeah,
or
that happens all the time.
It sucks,
especially in the sports world.
Yeah, it sucks. You like
guys get accused for crazy shit all the time.
The cancel culture is huge in it. The hype around instantly canceling the person is huge. But if the person is innocent, boy, is that just not? Is that just hidden? Yeah.
People move on, dude.
That's not a news article. Oh, he's innocent.
There's like really.
That's not a news article.
Yeah. Well, most people can't say anything about it because they already went so hard against the people. You know what I mean? Like it's, people they don't have that ability to just flip the switch and be like, "Yo, sorry." Take accountability for their actions.
Right. Can't admit they're wrong. Like people can't admit that they were wrong about TikTok, huh, bud?
Yo, dude, I can't tell you how many people I've told to use fucking TikTok and this is why, this is what happened to even me and like friends of mine. Like, I'm like, I put so much stuff, so many alley oops in front of these people. You know what I mean? And they're not doing shit. But at the end of the day, I am. And that's pretty much it.
Is that what you kind of think about me sometimes when you see that I'll go like a month without uploading TikTok? You're like, you even know better, you fucking idiot.
Well, yeah, you're even worse because you definitely know better. Like,
yeah,
like you know exactly that you should be using it, but no, I don't know. But
I think
you're busy, I guess.
No, I'm not busy. I put too much focus into one thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like I definitely for a long in 2018 it was way too much focus in streaming. Way too much focus in streaming. 2019 it was like way too much focus. Actually, end of 2019 it was pretty balanced, but we were moving. Beginning of 2020 it was like it was like way too. I think too much focus in like negativity and like trying too hard to like make some content good
in your head.
Yeah. I mean, these last few months, it's been a good balance. But like I said, I'll have days or weeks where it's just like, dude, I'm streaming way too many hours. I got to tone. Like I haven't posted a TikTok. I haven't posted an Instagram. Like I got to tone it back.
Yeah.
Balance is my enemy. It's something I'm trying to get better at personally.
Yeah, I have a hard time with balance too. An organization, you and I have talked about that a bunch, but like that's been my biggest downfall for a long time.
They go hand in hand, man.
I know, yeah, for sure. But I've done a few things in my office and whatnot, and just in my life in general that have helped me with organization, and I just don't feel like I'm like good at it. I just wish I was.
Decluttering is great.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I know. For sure.
And that's like I listened to an interesting, I can't remember if it was a podcast. I think it was one of those like little motivational madness channels or something. But it's like this guru guy or something talking, and he's talking about like shoot, I wish I remembered the video and the name. But essentially it's talking about like You know, and I just went through this like a couple weeks ago where I just, for a week, I was just like, I'm going to delete social media off my phone. Like, I'm going to take this road trip. I'm just going to
Yeah,
get off. Like, I spent 4 days probably just not even,
I envy that.
not logging in, not doing shit. To be fair, if I hadn't done YouTube in this last year and a half and really like hunkered down with YouTube, I wouldn't have been able to financially do that and be like and happy. And I'm not making bank off YouTube, but it's consistency. It's consistency while I'm away. It's a weird form of passive income, if that makes sense. But
yeah, anything's better than nothing.
but I think it's so easy for us sometimes to just jump, because like in my experience, I was like having this declutter from social media. It's like really good. And what this guy talked about is like how, myself included, a lot of us, we jump to instantly saying like social media is bad. It's ruining us. Our cell phones are ruining us. And what he, in his perspective, was more or less, it's not. It's actually a really beautiful thing. Our lack of personal discipline is what ruins us. It's not social media's. It's not TikTok's fault that you spend 5 hours a day scrolling it. It's your fault that you can't tone that down. Just like in some cultures, they eat very low carb all the time because they're fucking like hunters, like if you go to like tribes in Africa, but every once in a while they'll find that fucking, beehive with all that fucking honey. And they fuck it, and then they bash it, and they indulge themselves, and they treat themselves, and that's a beautiful like thing. It's like it's something that they don't get often, and they fucking soak it up. But what a lot of people's problem is, they try to harvest that fucking honey to have it every single day. You know what I mean? And that I think that's social media, and that's one thing I'm learning these last months is like I'll get so addicted to that sweet nectar of something. A YouTube video pops off and it's like 100%. I got to focus on that because I want that all the time. Ooh, give me.
Yeah.
And I go against what I want to do to get that. You know what I mean? Like if a tutorial blows up, I'm like, that's what I need, that feeling all the time. For the next like 5 weeks, I'm just going to make YouTube tutorials. You get burnt out. And then like you don't appreciate it anymore.
Yeah.
And then you doubt yourself, or live streaming. You have a good stream, you make like, get 100 subs or something. I got to do this every day for the next fucking 3 weeks. And you indulge on it. And it's like, really?
You just figure it's your calling. You're like, this is clearly what I need to be doing. Even if it may not be. It might be a fluke.
Yeah.
Or it may be what you're supposed to be doing,
Maybe it's supposed to be with balance though. You had a good day. Why do you got to have a good, what? I said, maybe it's supposed to be that with balance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You just need to have the wherewithal to understand that. But that comes with experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that now. You know what's up.
Yeah. Yeah, because there was a point where like streaming is a good example. Because it was like overnight with the launch of Black Ops 4. Overnight. Literally over fucking night. Going from like, 20, 30 viewers and then boom, it's like hundreds. And I thought that I had to have that every single day. I had to have those viewers every single day. If I wasn't getting those,
you're a failure or something.
Yes. Yeah.
You don't realize like it's an anomaly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it's just like a rare thing. It's like you think it's the norm, and then if you don't hit that crazy shit, because like dude, going back to TikTok, like when you have one that hits 1 million views or 100,000 or something, then I post one that hits like 2,000. I could easily be discouraged, but at this point, through experience, I just get it how it is.
Yeah, because there was probably a time where like you would get a couple hundred views on a TikTok, and you're like, damn, this is fucking wild.
Yeah, I remember the first time I hit like 1,000 or something. I was like, let's go! Like I made it, bro. Like I'm on a roll now. But yeah, the same thing though. It's just getting adjusted, but it comes back to experience. That's really it.
Right.
Balance is tough. I always feel guilty when I'm not doing something. Even if I'm doing a lot on something, I always think about how I'm not doing something else.
Yeah.
And that's like
that
just pains me, dude.
That's the
even
thing.
Just taking a day off, like taking a Sunday off, and I'm not like
I've been
creating something, like I feel guilty and I hate that I'm like that. But
yeah, I've been forcing myself to do that. I've been forcing myself.
I know,
but I I never can quite relax because I'm just like, I take that day off or I take those few days off, and it's like somewhere deep down in the back of my head, I'm like, I'm gonna go fucking broke. I'm gonna go fucking broke. This is it.
Yeah.
This is it for me. I'm fucking done. I'm done for. Some other streamer's gonna come out, take all my fucking viewers. My YouTube channel, YouTube's gonna stop favoring me. I'm fucking done. All my sponsors are gonna be like, where'd this guy go? Fucking cut him. He's been gone for a fucking day. Cut his fucking G Fuel contract. He's out of here. Get rid of him. Oh, he hasn't gotten any fucking Amazon sales. Get rid of him. Cut his channel. Get him. But it's just like it's just beating yourself up. Because like literally, I could go today, nobody could talk about me, and tomorrow I could put out a video. Something can happen. I could put out a video, gets 1 million views. My stream bangs tomorrow. You know what I mean?
For sure. Your entire life could change tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like that's like, it sounds insane, but it's not insane.
But
I think having that fire under your ass is a great thing, but at the same time, you need to, I don't know.
Your life could change
consume things.
I think a good way to look at it is your life could change tomorrow with a snap of a finger with some situation that happened, but your life doesn't have to change today or tomorrow. Like,
yeah.
You know, you don't have to have that right now.
That's so true.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't have to be.
So true.
You don't have to be the TikTok guru today. It'll happen.
Dude, took me 11 months.
Dude, like, do you realize you're on your way to a platform having 1 million followers? Like, has that kind of like hit you? I mean, you're on your way.
Yeah, we're cranking, but dude,
let's put this.
Weird.
Let's put this in perspective. On one platform alone, you have passed all of my platforms.
The thing that's crazy is that in like even like 6 months, I think, or 7 months, I passed my largest Instagram following number ever in the past.
Yeah.
Like by a lot. And that took me like fucking 5 years.
Yeah.
You know? It's wild. But
look at that. I mean,
yeah, the whole thing's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would say so.
I built, the only thing is like, and I keep going back and forth on this like sentiment, but I see a lot of people's TikToks that are, dude, we've talked about this a million times, talking about niche, but I see so many people's TikToks where like their niche is like clearly streaming, right? Like every single thing they do is like Call of Duty streaming.
Right.
And they have like 20,000 followers, and every single TikTok, it's like 40,000 or above views.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they're so niche. But I built mine up on like so many different things, you know, like so many different types of TikToks, like went crazy. So my whole following is like a mixture of so many different types of people. So when I post something, I have no idea. I have no idea who's going to see it, if I'm going to be categorized in a certain niche or whatever. I have no idea. So that kind of sucks. Like I could probably be at a way higher. Well, actually, I don't know, because I don't know if I even have this many followers if I didn't do that.
So that's interesting that you're going through that, because like, remember me and you have had so many conversations about YouTube throughout these last few years.
Same exact
with me, and you're like, you know, why don't you do this or why don't you do that? And it's like, if you go look at my channel, it's that's why. And like, I still to this day, like, I just feel like I'm still kind of like, you know, I had like recently this summer, I had a couple bigger YouTubers when I was on like a good streak and getting some recent growth, and we're still growing for sure. But like, they were like, you know, maybe now is the time that you pivot and you start doing something specific. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what the fuck I want to do. I don't want to ruin my fucking channel like doing something.
I think that's a niche in itself.
Yeah,
it just doesn't have a name.
And it's
your lifestyle, like this person's lifestyle,
right? I wish I could do, dude. I wish YouTube would just let me
make a name for it.
Yeah, I wish YouTube would just let me do that. Like, because it's just so tough, because like for YouTube algorithm, you gotta play ball by like some of my new tags right now that are like very searchable and big on my channel. And what YouTube is seeing is like, oh, this is what's doing good for him. Let's keep pushing him out in front of this. If I don't do that and I don't keep performing, YouTube will basically say, okay, well, never mind. People don't want to see his stuff. Let's push them to the side. Like that's what YouTube does. But it's like, so you could be mad about it. With a lot of these social media platforms, you could be mad about it. That's unfair. That's bullshit. I hate how YouTube algorithm is. Okay, well then don't play ball. But guess what? You're not going to be able to win a fucking trophy too. Like what do you want? Do you want to win a trophy? Do you want that championship to like is that what you want to do? Or do you not want it? And like I want it. I just don't know what I want out of it yet. I want to be a baseball player. But I'm lost if I'm kind of good at catching. I'm kind of good at pitching, but I'm good at batting, and I kind of like playing in outfield. Yeah. I don't know what I want out of the game right now.
Not just good at, but you enjoy all of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And I just don't.
Like you want to do them all, and that makes you happy.
Right.
The story.
Right. But eventually, to be a top player, I gotta figure out something. But I'm just not ready yet. I don't know. I can't fucking tell you. If you want to
be the best, if you're one of the best dude in the MLB, you'd probably have to focus on being a catcher. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't just fucking do everything. But at the end of the day, like if you're stoked, it is what it is. One thing that was kind of weird because I think about this niche thing, like probably on a daily basis.
Like trying to figure out your thing.
Am I doing this right? Like I'm like, dude, should I just post like just streaming, gaming, stuff like that, or should I do
this all the time, man?
Like, there's so many different things in my life that I do and love and I'm interested in that I want to post it all, but I know how marketing is. You know what I mean? I'm a marketing guy. Like I understand how this works to a T. I know what would make my shit grow more, but then I struggle with that. So I think about that all the time and I never really know. And I was talking to a guy, I think I joined his Twitch or I joined his stream and we joked about TikTok or something. And he was like, he literally said like, I love your TikTok because you post so many different things. Like he said that. And I was just sitting here like, dude, that's exactly what I needed to fucking hear. Cause in my eyes, I'm like, I don't know who likes it or if I should be doing that or whatever. But you hear somebody say like, that same reason is why I like your channel. And I'm like, all right.
And I think that's why
we're good now.
And that's
super fulfilling, dude.
That's why TikTok is so special still right now because it's like not getting tainted. You can do that.
I think about it's only a matter like
it is, but like it is, but it's also like it's
also not yet.
Right.
So fucking
there's two types of people. There's two types of people. And like there's two different perspectives that you can look at things in life. And I've looked through both of these. And like I don't know, it's something weird, but like it relates to this so much. There was a point in like high school when I was going to parties all the time and I was just having so much fucking fun.
Seen the pics.
Seen the pics, yeah. I got wild.
Yeah, let's go.
You go to parties all the fucking time and you just have a good time, man. And like I didn't think like you just don't like think about your job and like the stresses. You're just there to like say fuck it. Like just have fun. But then there was like a period where like I knew the night would end. I knew tomorrow everybody would be hungover. Monday everybody's going back to work. We all got to go back to our shit. And like I would literally be out trying to enjoy myself, and I knew like I'd be like watching the clock, knowing that at some point like this is going to come to an end. Like, this wonderful evening, and then you almost don't live in the moment to appreciate that because you just know it's going to end.
Yeah,
and like I said, I know it's like partying is not social media, but it's like the perspective of like we know that a lot of this shit's gonna end. We know that life's gonna end. Like we're all gonna be gone someday.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So like, do you really just wake up every day like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking die whether it's tomorrow or 70 years from now. So I'm just not gonna fucking do anything. Like that's what a lot of people do with social media. Like they even see in your perspective, like they would be in a position like yours and be like, there's no way this is gonna last forever. Like so fuck it. Like just if I put all this time into it, it's not gonna last forever. It's like. No, you fucking idiot. Like, that's the point of it being here for now in the first place. Like, you're doing it. That's your knees aren't always going to be good forever, but like, you might as well run in them while you have them. You know, your dick's not going to work forever. You might as well use it while it's there.
Full send. Yeah, I always think about like yeah, exactly. You know, it's just like it's gonna go away. You know, it's gonna like you're not gonna be who you are in a long time and or at some point. And so for the time being, like just make the fucking most out of it.
Yeah.
Instead of like dwelling on it, it's like do something with it. You know?
Yeah.
People always saying like they're old, you know, like they'll be like 30 years old and they're like, damn, I'm old as fuck. But I'm like, I always think like, dude, when you're 38, you're gonna wish you were 30 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's gonna seem really young. Like, and you are that right now. So shut the fuck up.
And get it done.
You know?
But make your fucking TikToks, you fucking boomer.
Yeah, exactly, dude. So
no, I feel it.
Just need to get after it. I don't know. If you're a content creator, you're like, I've seen so many people on TikTok and they inspire me all the time to make TikToks. But people in the streaming space, it's my whole For You page right now. It's like Call of Duty and like Twitch. It seems like, but some of these people, like, I've talked to them. Actually, some of them randomly joined my stream the other night. I was like, what the fuck? It's pretty cool. But I talked to them and they were like, yeah, I streamed to basically nobody for like 2 years. And then over the past like 3 months since I started using TikTok, they average like 30 viewers and like their whole shit's changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the coolest shit. It's the coolest shit ever. That's like the power of it right now. And I want all these people that like are trying to make a name for themselves or something just to fucking use this because it's a tool that's like not that hard.
Yeah.
It's incredibly effective. I mean, what else do I need to say?
Yeah.
And people still come up with reasons to not use it. And I'm just like, dude, do you really want that to live that certain lifestyle? Or are you just think it'd be nice?
I think some people like, I don't know, man. I've been around for a long time. And sometimes I think people just like, what an excuse just not to try. You know what I mean? Like it's just the cynical, lazy side of people. Like they just want to have a reason to say, nah.
I know. It's a bummer, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a mixture of like confidence and that type of stuff, but I don't know. Because I also think it's one of those things where, like, I don't know about you, but a lot of times I'll get anxiety about certain things because I'm like new to it, and you know, fear of the unknown and like that whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I'll do that thing like once, and I'll realize like how much I enjoy it, or how like you know, I feel like I'm pretty good at this, or something like of that nature. And I'm just bummed I didn't like do it earlier, you know. But now I'm excited. But now I'm excited to like keep doing it. And I'm like in this world I want to attack and stuff. And I think most people are like that. It would be like that if they actually tried, you know, what they're actually interested in or thinking about doing or something like that. They just it's easier to write it off and literally put no effort and not do it than it is to like take a shot and do it and put the effort in and stuff like that. You know, it's just like it's easier to hate on something than to love something.
Dude, I did my first ever skit less than a year ago. Like, put that in perspective. That the first skit I did was like because I was out at TwitchCon and like talking with Gfuel and like I've done like funny stuff in videos and I've done like funny intros, but like to make a skit and throw a skit out there online as a skit, as like acting, you know what I mean, and not just be part of like a vlog or a second.
Way different.
Yeah, like literally, like this is like I'm presenting this fucking humorous idea. Like getting back from TwitchCon was the first one that I did. It's like, you know, what everybody does when they return from TwitchCon, you know, and like,
oh, dude,
and like,
yeah, I sort of remember that. I gotta watch that again. I don't know how to find that, but
I don't know how I'd find it either.
I remember that shit.
But like, you know, that's
not on your YouTube?
It'd be on my on my Twitter, yeah. But
okay,
you're right. Like, dude, there are so many times like people were like, you know, before that you should make skits, and like after making the first couple, I was like, dude, you know how many like, I don't know. You just think about things like you've had some of these things. It's weird because like you have it all along. There are things like right now, like me and you have that we're just not doing yet, and it's like
I think about that a lot.
Yeah,
for sure. I think about like what am I? But then another side of that is like, you get hard on yourself about stuff, and you start stressing yourself out about certain things, but it just, dude, almost an ignorance is bliss type thing. Yeah, pretty much. But I think it's just a human. It's just a human element. It's just like there's no perfect
I go through
scenario.
I go through
like,
that with
mentally.
dude, I literally was singing this like the other week. I was just so stressed about my setup. So stupid. But like seriously, I was like,
Yeah.
I want it to look better. It's not looking as good. Like for videos, it's got to be convenient. It's got to be this. It's got to be that. Blah blah blah. It's on my head and stuff.
Yeah.
And I literally thought, I was like, man, dude, I kind of wish I would just never have gotten into this because like, dude, I remember back in the day, like I had a decent monitor and a good computer, and I'm like, dude, this is fucking banger. Life is great. Life is fucking tight, dude.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I gotta have the fucking best of the best. And it's like, but like sometimes when you just think about those things, it's like you take a step back and you just look, you're like, holy shit, like I'm in a fucking good position. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Every once in a while, you have that those like revelations where you look back, you get a different perspective for some reason, and you're like, dude, I'm really doing this shit, or I have a good, or some of that nature. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people would. I'm very fortunate. You know what I mean? You look at stuff like that, but you could easily be once you start paying attention to all people in your space. Because I mean, dude, especially you, because you've probably done more research. But some of these people's setups and stuff are like just unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Like just ridiculous. So you could look at them and then look around at yours and comparing them together. It's a substantial difference.
And
But at the same time, your shit is still fucking sick.
That and it's also it's that and it's also
and you love it.
That and it's also perspective because like I join some forums or you look at things on Reddit or people on Instagram or YouTube videos and you see these people with some of these setups. Like setups is a great example of talking about this. Like in my perspective, I'm looking at somebody else and I'm like, man, their setup is insane. And I want so much of that, but like I can't where do I even begin and stuff? And then you find out that they only get to enjoy that setup like maybe 1 hour, if that a day, because they're constantly fucking working to have these fucking setups. Like putting, there's a reason why these setups look like they have tens of thousands of dollars in them because they do, because people are working jobs that they don't like, coming home, making an environment that even if it's just an hour a day, like it's an escape from working all that shit. And then, so it's like, it's perspective. Like I could look at somebody else and be like, man, I don't have that. But then like, sometimes you just got to step back and be like, yeah, but they also have to go do a job that they might not enjoy to be able to have that. And I got to just fucking, like, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us should, I think it's a fucking weird year because I think it's a self-pity year. Everybody like, oh, woe is me. Dude, it's like, it's a easy fuck. Could you imagine 10 years ago, like the COVID thing hitting and like people being out of work? You don't have online jobs. You were fucked. You were fucked. You don't have an opportunity. Like that, you are literally in the luckiest fucking time right now to get laid off from your job. The luckiest fucking time.
Yeah.
You're getting paid to stay home. Like, okay, it's not as much. Maybe you have a family. I'm sympathetic towards it. But like you have options. Yeah. You actually have legitimate options. So you turn on your own fucking computer or your gaming console and you go live. I'm not saying you're going to make millions, but it's like it's an option. I'm not saying, or like I'm not telling people to be a streamer from maybe making a YouTube video or making a TikTok or making I'm just saying like there's options. There's no better time to be a fucking human being. But everybody's like, fucking, we got a horrible president. I'm so butthurt. Somebody, fucking Carol down the street wasn't wearing her mask at the store today. I'm so offended.
It's just where people put their energy, dude. That's all it is. And you only got so much every day,
Yeah.
But like people like you and me put it towards things that help us. You know what I mean?
Dude,
I
get.
I don't think you can teach people that though.
No, it's like today I put out a tweet and I've talked about this a lot in the last month, and I can't believe people actually hate when somebody like me says something like this. But like today I tweeted out I'm not, again, we don't talk politics on here, okay? Just a heads up. But it's like people just want to find a reason to bitch, and.
Oh yeah,
I could go out of my way just to remind, like I did today, reminded people like, hey, just heads up, while y'all are arguing masks and shit like that, why don't y'all drink some water, eat some good food today, get out, get some sun, exercise. Like, how about we build up some immunity here, folks? Let's get some positivity going within ourselves. A mask ain't gonna save you if you get it. Your immune system has to fight it then. Okay, that's number one.
Yeah, can only do so much.
That's facts. That's what you got to deal with. But everything is an argument now, and people just focus so much on the negative. It's like people are more dialed into the idea that, well, why aren't you preaching masks? Why aren't you telling people to wear masks or something? You know what I mean? And it's like, just everybody just jumps to the negative and misses out on the most obvious of things sometimes.
Oh, dude, for sure. I don't know. I'm just not like that, so I don't really get why people are like that. I don't even want to get why people are like that. You know, it's like
I don't think there's a logical explanation.
It's just two different kinds of people.
I don't think there's a logical explanation.
It's just lame. It's just lame, and I realized that right away. I'm like, okay, you're this kind of person. I could just tell that's your thing. It's not my thing. Therefore, we're not going to be friends.
Here's a spinoff from that. I got a question. Maybe you can answer this. Anybody listening to the podcast and future reference, let me know what you guys think in the comments of the video or on Spotify. Does Spotify have comments, by the way? No, they don't. Do they?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I don't think so.
Tweet me. When I come across somebody that's just in my eyes an idiot, I don't know. I call them idiots. Maybe it's not. Maybe, they can have their own perspective. But when somebody acts like that, like a Karen or a Kevin to my tweet or something like that,
Kevin,
I mute them. I just mute them. I don't want to see your shit.
Yeah,
I don't care. Like,
there's no winning.
And people see that as being okay. So like YouTube's another great example. If I see a comment, I will keep up constructive comments.
Yeah.
If your comment is just ignorant and just negative with no reason, I'll just remove it. And like I think that's one platform where I guess I got I ask a lot of people, because I go into some comment sections of some videos, and it seems like a lot of creators just leave up most of their comments. And I'm sure
I've always been surprised by that.
I'm sure a lot of people miss them. There's we're in the year of cameras, and so many people are brand loyal to shit. And I put out a video last week.
Dude, the camera comments are crazy.
Dude, my camera videos, like, they'll do well, but they get so much dislike because I'm a Sony shooter, and it's people. But like,
it's crazy.
A camera that's not even out yet. Some guy says this is a trash camera. I would never buy it. And I'm like, oh, like, where's the footage? Like, where's the footage?
It's not even out yet.
Where's the footage, man?
Dude,
like, you're so lucky to have used this. And then the response was, I would never use this fucking camera. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm just going to delete your comments, because this in no way, shape, or form adds any dialogue to the conversation that we're having here. You're just being negative. And I've been thinking about this last year. Do people just ignore these things, or like, are they, or I wonder how many people are like me. Like, I will literally, if I see somebody stupid like that, I hide them from my YouTube channel so they can no longer comment publicly on my shit, and I just remove their comment, because like I'm just not about it. I don't want to see it anymore. Like, some people would look at it as
I think a lot of people don't manage it.
What do you mean?
I think a lot of people out here, especially if you have a huge account, they just post something and they just kind of move on.
Yeah.
I think managing negative comments and stuff is actually a pretty important thing, because if say I'm just naturally like a troll, right?
Yeah.
Or something, and my own like my profile picture is like nothing, and like
yeah, exactly. That's what
everything's like user 6969852 or whatever.
Their fucking profile picture is like a hentai girl with big knockers getting like titty fucked or something. Exactly. Right? Yeah.
So if my main thing, and I'm like a young kid, I just don't really know any better. I'll just say that if my main thing is to like try to get people riled up and stuff, and I go to your comment section and I see like 2 or 3 people that have already done it, and they might have gotten like likes on their comments or something, I'm definitely going to do it. Like, I think it just breeds toxicity, but managing it and seeing that like an entire chat or I guess the chat would work too, but like a comment section is like peaceful, dope people, like supportive people, then as a whole, like your community is going to breed that. You're going to look at the comments and be like, wow, a lot of people like this guy. Like, this is a positive place. It's a cool place for me to comment and maybe meet some of these people or something like that. It creates the culture. I think that it seems like a little thing, but I think that actually plays a pretty big role.
Yeah.
One person I noticed, I watched one of their videos recently, was a fucking who was that? Hold on a sec. Let me double check. It was a Phase Tico video.
Okay.
And in his comment section, people were saying that too. They're like, dude, I've like never seen a negative comment on this dude's YouTube videos. Like, he has like his community and stuff. I don't know if you go look at his YouTube stuff, but like, but you'll see it in his comments. It's just everyone is like supportive. Like, he has like no haters. It's crazy. So, but I think back to the original point, like getting rid of those comments and stuff, it's like you have to. I think it's smart.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I get some wild shit. Never anything insane, but some wild, off kilter comments on TikTok. And I just delete them. I don't know. I don't respond. Like, I'm not gonna say anything. A lot of times I don't even know what to fucking say. It's such a ridiculous comment.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're like, I don't like you. Like, I'm not gonna like you, and whatever I say, you're not gonna change.
Yeah,
this is gonna be a waste of my fucking day.
That's exactly like throughout the years I've had people that are like, I used to block a lot of people. I blocked a lot of people.
Yeah, blocking, dude. I mute people on Twitter on a daily basis.
I'll see it. It doesn't even have to be me. Like, if I see an ignorant attack or comment towards somebody else, I'm like, okay, this is the character or person that you are. Like, exactly. I just mute you.
Way, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes effort to type something. You know what I mean? Like, know what you did.
Yeah.
Like,
I know what you're trying to do. Yeah.
And these people are like in their 20s. They're not like 10.
That don't know better anymore.
This is who you are. Like, end of story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just mute them. Maybe block them, but just mute them. Carry on with my day.
That makes me feel good now that I know that I'm not the only person that does that. Then.
Yeah, I don't know how many people do, but I strongly agree with doing that.
Well, it's weird, like, because like some people try to make it almost seem like it's a petty thing to do. Like, no, oh wow, they've offended you so much that you muted them, they've won, and it's like, no, I just don't want to see their shit on my fucking shit anymore.
Dude, being annoyed is a real thing.
Yeah,
like I can things annoy you. Like, that's how it is.
And I don't want it to fucking annoy me anymore. Yeah, so I'm good with
nobody
your
wants
fucking,
to be annoyed. It's just
get the fuck off my property, Karen.
Yeah,
I guess it's like the perspective of saying, like,
it's like, get off my grass, bro.
Yeah, like a Karen or a Kevin walks onto your property and starts telling you how to trim your hedges, and you're just like, well, I don't want Dale down the street to think that I'm a pussy by telling Kevin to get off my fucking property. But it's like, Kevin, get the fuck off my property. Thanks, dude. Later.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a lot better that Kevin's not on your fucking property anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
You're living a lot, more peacefully. So
absolutely,
I agree with that.
Yeah, so
doing that shit.
mute and block people in 2020. It's fucking it. The features are there for a reason.
Yeah. The best part about having a sick community too is like if somebody leaves some bullshit on your stuff.
I love when they start defending
you. Yeah, you're like, let's go, dude.
Yep.
You know,
I don't gotta do anything. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I've gotten a lot lately. And controversial skits. I'll get it, and it's great. I love to see that. Love to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also different when the skits, when you're sort of trolling. If you do like console wars or something like that.
Yeah.
You kind of know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but it's different when you make a post about something like you care about or you feel really strongly about, and that's in your heart, and then other people are coming against your thoughts.
Yeah.
And like spewing some crazy shit. I can do a normal conversation. Like that's, and like normal points and stuff. And some people come at you like really respectfully, but other people come at you like just insane. But if you're like just trolling and the people are talking shit and stuff, it's kind of like, it's just a part of it. Like, it's never going to make me upset. It's like just a part of the
memeing versus memeing and having a good time versus like
if I say something like sarcastic to somebody or if I am like trolling one of my friends or something, like I expect it back. I'm not gonna be like pissed off.
Yeah, that's how I am. That's how I am with my Twitch chat. Like we get sometimes it will get out of hand because I like let it get out. Like we fuck with each other so much. But then like if I got to be serious, like I'll be
that's
like,
a thing for sure.
like, hey, I don't, you know, guys, we're live. I don't like when like this, like right now, not the time, you know, for something like this or that. And it's usually it's a good. Okay, we're good to go then. We keep the humor going on a lighter note. But I mean, that's like very rarely that happens.
You got to reel it in at some point.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just be chaos.
Or if it's like long streams, like I have like these redeem points and stuff where like people can fuck with me. And if I've been live for like 10 hours and it's just like getting to the point where it's just, I'll be like, I'll give you your points back. Like right now, just ain't the time. Like I've been gaming for a long time. Like I'm not.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. You know, I'm just doing my thing right now.
Yeah. Like just not in the mood. You're like,
yeah. Everybody has their, not everybody's going to be go, like excited to do the same fucking thing all the time. Like that's life.
Yeah, not at all.
That's life. That's what we're seeing that big time with David Dobrik right now.
What about him?
Like he's finally just like not doing vlogs. Like he's more of a TikToker lately than a YouTuber.
Yeah. I wonder why that. I mean, it started with like COVID and stuff, but I feel like he could still.
It was. I guess I've heard them talk about it on the podcast for a while, and I remember even like a year or two ago.
Is their podcast only on? Is it only audio? Because I tried looking it up a long time ago.
It's on.
YouTube, I saw like 3 episodes.
They have a channel for the podcast specifically.
Oh,
yeah, and
I thought it was like a really tiny channel though.
Not the last that I seen.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Let's see.
But yeah, I wanted to watch that.
Used podcast. It's got 624,000 subscribers.
Fuck.
oh, maybe you're right though. They haven't uploaded a video to there in a year.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I mean, a lot of people like I remember even a while ago, like Casey Neistat was talking on a podcast or something like that with David or about David, or they were in a video together, and David basically was like acknowledging like, man, dude, like how the fuck did you do this every day for X amount of time? And he's like, you know, essentially he's like, when you get that fire, it's hard to put it out. You don't want it to be put out, and you'll do anything you can to not let it be put out. But like every fire like has an end. It's like we were talking about earlier. Like everything's gonna have an end. And like I said, I remember.
You think he's like over doing vlogs?
I don't think we're gonna see a consistency like how he had been. I think
he's just taking a fat break. Yeah.
He'll
make like a roaring comeback.
Like he's talked about.
It's not even a comeback.
Like he's talked about in a podcast already. Like that's like kind of the notion. Like there's no way to get that flame back once it's out. Like that kind of effort. Like he even talked about, he's like,
that's interesting.
Like the perspective of him going from 3 uploads a week to 2 uploads. Like they all thought it was crazy that he was making 3 4-minute uploads a week at the rate he was for like so long. Yeah. And then when he moved to 2, like Casey Neistat told him like, there's no going back. You're never going to go back to 3 a week. And at the time, like he was just like, well, you know, it's like, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, even though like he was always go, work. And like, that's what they were kind of talking about. Is like, there'll be a day like where like, he'll just stop uploading and like, it's going to be hard. And I'm not saying that he said that he's done or anything like that, but it's like, they've talked about on podcasts, like imagining going back at the rate he was. He's like, I can't even imagine like how I can do it or how I did that, you know?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like relative, but I find myself doing that sometimes when I'm like, I'll make a bunch of content somewhere, and then I'll take a few days off, or I'll just do anything a lot, and then I'll take a few days off, and then I definitely feel way different about it. I even don't even feel that confident with it anymore, and like all that stuff.
Weight loss,
you're like,
weight loss is so real.
Oh yeah, weight loss. Yeah. Dude, yeah, it pertains to a lot of different things. I guess it's sort of the same thing. But,
when you're driven, and
I feel like you can get the flame back though. I don't know if I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I think
it's different with everybody.
Yeah, I think and thought too. I don't know. Like I've had.
If he's making shit he really cares about, and like it's really gratifying and like,
but that's the thing.
Fulfilling.
But that's the thing. Like you mix, like, you look at his come up, you mix not only the feeling of the drive of like doing what he enjoyed, but also like there was that certain point of time where it was a necessity. He had to do that. And there was also the mix of the achievement along with it, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? So when you have
no, it definitely makes
when
sense.
you have that mix, like right now, like he doesn't need, like when you stop when you don't need to, like I feel I've been on a few upload streaks throughout the years. I feel like I could get back on a daily upload streak and keep it going for a long time.
Yeah, you're a good example.
If I really want to do it, I feel like I could, because I would still have that, you know, that video that would go poof, the opportunity for that video to go poof, or that opportunity for like 100,000 subscribers to just show up and it'd be like, holy, you know, that, okay. So it's like perspective. Like a year ago when I was at the TK house, they were really motivated about content because I was creating these videos every other day, and I would be with them in the kitchen, and I'd be like,
they're really good.
And I would be like, thank you. And I'd be like, holy fuck, this video is just, it's already got 100 views in the first hour. And they were so inspired by that because like,
oh really?
They were seeing me get pumped about 100 views. And like I remember Sharp telling me this. He's like, dude, like I just been wanting to create videos since you've been here, because like I see you work for 3 days on this shit and you put out your video and it's insane. And then you get 100 views on it and you're fucking pumped. And here I am not even doing anything because I'll put up a fucking upload and it doesn't get 10,000 views in that amount of time. And I'm like, well, this is dog shit. And it's from that perspective.
That's so funny, dude.
From that perspective, it's like, if you put out a video and it gets millions of views, but for like to get there, for years it took you putting out 2 to 3 videos a week, or like Casey Neistat, it took you putting out a video every single day. And then you take that brief month to like chill or something comes up, and then you realize you don't need to do it every day. It's like, that's going to be hard to get back. That's where it gets hard to get back. Like you need those next, like I see somebody like Mr. Beast, and I think he's past the point of driven, because he's at he's on the road to be the biggest YouTuber. Like he's on a good path. 40 million subs already. Like he's going to be the next big. When you get that drive, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. Maybe David will get that kind of drive. Maybe because like he's got a lot of subs too. Like he's like the vlogger of YouTube now, and he doesn't even vlog much anymore. Yeah. Like he's definitely like taken like the Casey Neistat title, I guess you'd say of it. But
for sure,
it's hard. I can see that from them. Like it's hard to get that back. Everything, like we were saying, everything has its end.
Yeah. Different things drive different people. You know what I mean? It's like what's your reason behind it? That's really it. Because you were doing all those daily uploads and stuff, and you were getting stoked for a certain type of reason, but Sharp or those other guys in the house, like, you know, the same thing is not going to excite them that excites you.
Right.
You know, and they need to find that real reason why they even fucking do it.
Yeah.
I found myself after I hit 100K on TikTok on the 4th of July, I hit that. That was my goal for a long time. And I was like
I remember that
for a stretch of like a month. I was going really hard, and I was making a lot of shit because I was like, dude, I just want to hit this number. And when I hit it, it was cool. I definitely felt a feeling of like, kind of like what's next. And I didn't know what was next, and because like that alone, hitting that number was what was driving me really fucking hard. And after I hit that, and that thing kind of went away, it was definitely a weird moment, because it was definitely cool, but that's just one part of it. The other part is like, just like, what now? Like, what is my motivating factor? Like, what's the next goal, and what's like attainable, and coming up with a whole new like reason why. It's cliche, but it's such a fucking real thing. Because I could post 10 TikToks today, but like for what? Like, what's my? Because I'm like a very like end goal type of guy. You know what I mean? Before I like pursue something super hard. And without that, even to this moment right now, I sort of have some goals with it. Nothing like real concrete. Like 100K was a real easy thing to think about,
Yeah, it's 100K.
But it just, I don't know. It's a real thing. And if those guys in the house or anybody else really just doesn't have the thing, no matter how big their channel is, it doesn't really matter because you have to have that fucking thing behind you.
You
That
have
is
to,
lighting the fire under your
yeah,
ass.
you have to have that drive.
Like you talked about maybe like the possibility of going broke if you're not doing shit, right? Like that's a
Yeah, that's a
big
real
fucking
drive,
reason
bro.
why.
That is a real
And it's a
fucking
real
drive.
thing. It's a
Yeah,
real thing. It's not
it's a
like
yeah.
some bullshit. So you have that, which helps a ton. You know what I mean? But a lot of people don't have that. They have some cush life, and they don't really. It doesn't really matter if they do any of the shit we do.
And
You know what I mean?
it doesn't
Doesn't
make
fucking matter.
and it doesn't make them, for anybody that's listening, it doesn't make them lazy. We're definitely not saying like people just get money
Oh,
or
not at
something.
all.
They get lazy. Like,
No,
you look at somebody
that's
like
just
I upload more than
that's
Casey
just different.
Neistat, for example. That dude's got a work ethic that I could never keep up with. Like,
Yeah.
I just flat out couldn't keep up with. And
Mhm.
there are some people that are bigger than me though that couldn't keep up with me. And it like if I have my
Yeah.
time to shine, I have my time to shine. Just like just like you will or you have with TikTok. And it's only a matter of time. Like your TikTok is like kind of like over the place, but it's only really it reminds me so much of like ironically, like talking about David, it reminds me so much of like hearing him talk about YouTube because like YouTube was a big thing and then Vine came out and then YouTube
Yeah.
wasn't that big of a thing anymore. And then when Vine ended, a lot of people started going back to YouTube, but nobody really took it serious because they're like, YouTube's kind of a joke. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And then look at how it brought everybody in. Like all of David's friends were like these bigger Vine stars, and they were the bigger stars than David. And then David
You
started.
tell me this. I
Yeah,
didn't know this.
and then David started doing his vlogs and doing them his way and stuff. And like, look what came from it. You know what I mean? So there's just always this weird perspective of how we evaluate things, and things can always be a full turnaround. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like,
That's an interesting point. Actually makes me think maybe I should I've kind of sort of been thinking about this past few days actually, but trying to do a couple more like random just daily vlogs on my YouTube channel
I think your
and then
life.
just promoting those and seeing if that would fucking work.
I remember
'Cause
talking
at this point it's a little different than before.
Yeah, and so like for perspective, I've been getting on this. This guy has an interesting life, chat, and I've been getting on his case for a long time to make more active uploads. And I understand,
Yeah.
I understand his
4 years
side. A
now.
lot of his thing was like, he's like, I don't think I can justify to my wife why I would be spending so much time doing these because it is time consuming at first. But like that's the tough thing. That's the wall. That's the hurdle you got to get over. You got to put in like those first 10,000 hours of like consistently doing videos to get better. So that way you're spending way less hours doing videos. But
Yeah, that's a real thing.
But it's like
just to that point though, because that's a big point. That dynamic between my wife and I, and she like understanding this world, has pretty much like completely flipped.
With TikTok,
from a few years ago. Well, just YouTube and like all this, because a big reason why is because I've actually gotten numbers to like show something's happening. You know what I mean? That's obviously a huge thing.
And two, you guys both were really wrapped up in the fitness industry, and I think you guys seen how kind of corrupt that, not corrupt, but how kind of bullshit that market was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a separate thing, but like, but the biggest issue between us, or me, like allocating so much time to this shit back in the day, was that I didn't have a job for a long time.
Right.
And I didn't have much going on from like a financial aspect. I just
Couldn't
never
justify it.
ever felt even comfortable. I couldn't justify it. I never felt comfortable like doing stuff because I'm like, yo, why am I doing this video when I should be like on Indeed trying to find a fucking job?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I always felt bad doing that. And then like, at that point when you're going through issues with that, because I totally quit my job like right after we bought a house and right after I got married.
For background, everybody, he quit his job to pursue something. He was doing clothing. It's not like he just quit his job to sleep on his couch all the time. Like you were working, you were hustling all those years, but right?
Yeah. So brief. I worked in the automotive world and I managed. We had 8 different dealerships and I managed everybody's websites and sort of helped them out with marketing, but it was really just like a website job. It really wasn't what it was like supposed to be. And then after like 3 years of doing that, I ended up quitting that one day, and I wanted to pursue going full-time freelance with creative stuff, mainly marketing and social media, like what I'm passionate about. And at the same time, I ran a clothing brand, but none of us were taking any money from that. It was just all going back into the brand and the gym we owned and all that shit. But yeah, I went full-time freelance to try to pursue this, but I just happened to quit at a pretty insane time. And I ran up credit cards and emptied out my 401k and like all this like really risky stuff. Um, but for a long time, I didn't find any opportunities. So I had like nothing going on money wise. It was like really stressful in my household and all this shit. And from I guess from the outsider's perspective, it looks like I had a lot of time to like make videos and stuff, but like the, the finance or like the relationship dynamic did not allow me to
it wouldn't
comfortably do any of that stuff. There's no way it would have fucking worked. It would have just
right.
there's a 0% chance our relationship would have ever worked out. And I just nobody really knows that unless you're like in this atmosphere.
Right.
Right. But since then, I've gotten job opportunities, started another creative agency where we do marketing and gotten some pretty decent clients, and like money's not really an issue right now. And at the same time, I've also grown my social media up. I've grown TikTok. I've shown her like this is kind of a recent thing, but I've shown her like what can happen if you take streaming seriously. Like I show her you as an example, and other people and stuff. Like these are like the things that could possibly happen. And
yeah, and it helps to show somebody like me because like it shows like you don't have to have like insane numbers.
Oh, that's true too.
That's something we were talking about with Bad Seed Brian. It's sad how many people. Well, I mean, some people just aren't meant out to do some of this shit. Some people are unfortunately meant to be viewers. Like it flat out is. Like I see.
There's so much stuff that you don't realize until you're actually fucking doing it. You're like, what the hell? Like
I love
make a thumbnail.
I love my community and I love a lot of my viewers. And but like and I'm glad that they show up and they have the conversations, but I know there are a handful of them that are like I've seen for years trying to create their brand, and they just make for better. I don't know. It's so hard to say. Like maybe this just isn't their thing yet, but like they're not going to do this. Like this isn't going to be their thing. They and for years they say it's going to be, or they're just working, and it's like it's just not their thing right now. This isn't what they're. I can just tell that this is not what they're meant to be, and it's just a lot of talk and a lot of build up, and it's just like, dude, it sucks to see, dude.
It's that a lot of times, like if somebody comes to me, and it's the first time we've ever spoken, and like they kind of discuss like what their goals are, or what they would like to, achieve or be one day or something like that. Like I'm all ears, and I'll give them some advice if things I know for a fact have worked for me, not just like I think will work, and I'll let them run with it or whatever. But if they come back, if I notice or something, or if they come back to me like months later and they've done nothing, and that same thing happens like 2 or 3 other times.
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty telling. You know what I mean?
I don't, and like years ago, I tried. I see that a lot. I see that a lot. And like a year or two ago, I tried to use that as like. Let me be inspiring and motivating and get under their dude. And it's just the reality is like some people. It's just not meant for some people.
It's about like about like who your audience is when you're doing that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. Yep. But
you could be that way and it could be great, but it's like if the wrong group of people are listening.
Yeah. But in perspective with it too, on the other end,
you could help like one person though, but it's cool.
Right. But yeah, because like I don't I mean. Jayhawk is a good example. Like he's doing so much now, and 2 years ago he was to like for me he was just a viewer of mine. Like I remember, just hosting him up when I think he started streaming, or maybe he was already streaming before he came along. But yeah, I some people just don't have it though too. But on the flip side, like you look at me as an example. I'm more successful than I've ever been at any job in my life. But some people would look, I don't even have a total 100K following across everything that I have. I think I'm at like 7. I think if you add up all of my social media, I'm at like 70,000 total. Like if you add up everything as a whole. And it's like, you don't need, that's what we were talking about Brian from Bad Seed Tech. You don't need 1 million fucking supporters to make it. You just got to be smart with what you have.
Yeah.
Like you got to be mature with what you're doing with it. And you got to take it serious.
Yeah, dude, all that and there's a lot of different elements and layers to this, to everything, or to this whole world. You know what I mean? Yeah, you could definitely have like 5,000. I know a dude on Twitter that has like, I think he's got like 3,000 followers, which is a pretty good amount, but it's nothing insane. You know, like
right.
You'll see a bunch of people today that have that. But he can tweet pretty much anything and it'll get like 200 likes, which, I mean, you and I, we've been on Twitter for a long time. That's a lot of fucking engagement. You know what I mean? Especially for like having that small of a follower base. So
yeah, he's got that. That's a good tweet.
And then and then on the other side, a really good tweet. And that's like anything he tweets. So, and then on the other side of the spectrum, you know, I'm sure you and I both see, I know I do, I'll just speak from experience, but I'll see people with like 100K and their shit will get, you know, 50 likes. Like it's not even remotely close.
Right.
But a lot of people think you just need those fat numbers. And even worse, once you get those big numbers, everything will just be cake.
Great. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just so false.
Yeah.
But you really, I guess sometimes you just gotta go
I've learned just so much this year. Like you just gotta do, and then just the number comes, and it's like it almost like it's a sucky realization because you almost realize that like the number is just becomes like I just hit 16,000 subscribers on YouTube, and then this last week I just hit 16.5K, but it just honestly means nothing to me anymore. The result of like getting a video done is so much more meaningful than having a subscriber. But like it almost, I was
going to ask you what's like fulfilling to you.
The video, like
just
getting
just hitting publish and being like, I did that shit.
That there's a percentage of that, and then it's like icing on top of the cake. It's like I just told you about today's video. Like I guess today's video just sucked. You know what I mean? Like I mean that's just the best way you can look at it. But like, and I just thought maybe yesterday like the algorithm didn't favor it. Like it did oddly bad compared to everything else. And the top trending tags of my channel right now are like I use that in it, and the video is structured all around. You know, like right now the top tags on my channel, you look at analytics, or like Sony A7 III and shit like that. And I mean it's like an extra. I got an extra like I showed up in an extra thousands of like search results last month because of just those tags alone. So that's an indication of, okay, it's good time to continue to use tags like that. That's how YouTube algorithm works. So like the whole video is based blatantly around what YouTube is saying, like, hey, do well. So I did that yesterday. It performed extremely bad compared to everything. You can see the analytics. Like it was at 140 views, which is, I'm not saying that's not bad. Like it's not like I was just like, this is ungrateful, I'm just going to delete it. And there's no to say that it won't do better in the long run. But it wasn't doing comparable. At the time, it was like, okay, usually your videos are like 200 to 300, if not more views. So I'm like, and it didn't get interaction. So and you were saying that you weren't getting notifications for some of my stuff. A couple other people said, it's like, okay, well,
I saw some other people say the same thing.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to re-upload it. Like maybe it didn't hit, and I put it up today and it's still performing bad. So I was like, okay, guess what? It's a shitty video. Maybe that's just what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just, for some reason, it's just bad luck or something. But there's a part of a feeling that it's like, man, that sucks that the video's not doing good. I was hoping it would do better. But there's still a sense of feeling, an accomplishment, the fact that it's even up in the first place. And like that's, I'm not paying attention to where if that video gave me an extra 50 subscribers, if it got me any extra subscribers. I don't know. It's just, I'm getting to the point now where like, dude, I'm about to hit, or did I hit? I don't even know. I'm about to hit like 20,000 on Twitch. Like what? Like
that's crazy,
what?
Dude.
But guess what?
That's a lot of fucking followers.
I still get 18.5K on Twitch.
God damn.
But I still get my 20 to 30 viewers. I enjoy having the conversation with them. If one of those viewers is, if Mamesy or Sooner, what Sooner's usually missing, he's a fucking slacker. But if one of these people is if one of these people is missing, but no,
I gotta play Halo with Sooner actually.
Such a stupid game. If one of the core group is missing,
Out of here.
it feels weird. But like I don't know, it's just weird because like 3 years ago I'd have been like, dude, I'd kill for fucking 18,000 followers on Twitter. I'd kill for 15K on YouTube. But like once you start, I think it's something that like I definitely and just continuously happen to be reminded and happen to go through is like the more content you create and the less you give a fuck about that total number. It's some people would deem it as unappreciative, but that's the only way you're going to grow as a person. It just is. Like we're congratulating you for 100K for sure because that's a milestone. You know, I hit 10K last year. That's a milestone. You know, 25K will feel good. Like it's a milestone. These are milestones here. I'm about to hit 25K on Twitter, but like I don't know. I don't make a video today hoping that it will get me 25K. I don't make videos on my YouTube channel hoping that it will get me 20K. Like that's not why I'm making them.
It's not the main driving force
right
what you do, but it's definitely an accomplishment. It's cool. It's something, you know, but it's just not the reason you do what you fucking do.
Right. And it used
the
to
fact that you were uploading every single day. Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think everybody goes to that phase, but once you hit like a fat number on something, then you kind of realize like what it's like. You know what I mean? I look at like having a huge platform and I just think about the opportunities that I can create and that might come to me having a big platform. It's not even about the number. It's like, look at this community. Like, what can I do with this? And there's so many different ways to look at it. But the number itself, I don't know. It doesn't make me feel cool or anything. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people will chase that type of stuff. Like, a lot of people want to be verified just to be cool. You know? But I look at being verified as like,
I know exactly why you're going to say it.
So many different kinds of opportunities and stuff. I don't know.
I always
there's
tell
so many different ways to use that.
People are like, you should have a check and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, I don't want the check. I just want my fucking name. Like I just want my branding across the board. And that's what like just something like that. That's all I want my shit for. I don't like
how's that? So
give it to me.
So you get verified and then you could just like
how does
that even work?
You have a better chance of like getting your shit because you're verified. You're the BigE. So it's like, okay, well, BigE isn't taking on the platform. Like nobody's using it. So like, well, let's give him that because he's BigE. Like he's got BigE.co. Like let's help him make his brand well because like this is the verified BigE. You know what I mean? Like, or this is the partnered BigE. So I'm trying to with YouTube. I've already reached out to YouTube to try to get BigE. I want BigE on everything, man. I don't know why. I can't get it on. I have to be huge to get it on. I'm happy with BigE on Twitter. I have to be huge to get that because on Twitter you cannot just. I could have actually gotten BigE at BIGE. I could have back in 2015. But I would have had to have moved my Twitter to that platform or to that Twitter because you can't change 4-letter accounts now on Twitter. I don't think you can do that on a lot of platforms too. I don't think you can do it on Instagram as well anymore.
Oh, I don't. Interesting.
Yeah. So like if the guy was like, here, have Rob. Rob on Twitter came along and was like, you can have Rob on Twitter. You can have it. You would actually have to move to that account. You would not be able to just be like, okay, go ahead and change.
What?
Go ahead and change your name real quick to something else. I'll hurry up and change mine to Rob once you change yours. And because that's how it is for anything else.
That's so
if I wanted to give you BigE on Twitter, I would change my name to like BigE Live or something, and then you hurry up and change yours to big_E, and then you have it. You can't do that with 4-letter or less names on Twitter, for sure. You can't even. On
Instagram, it locks your previous name for 2 weeks, and then you could pick it back up.
Yeah,
because I just did that.
Yeah, Twitch is a month. You can change your name after a month, but you can't change back to names for some reason. That's so odd. I find that so odd, uninteresting for some reason. Like I remember when I had Aaron Endicott, and then I switched to something. I think it was just Endicott.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, I just want Aaron Endicott back. I couldn't go back to Aaron Endicott, even though it didn't exist. Like, if you already used that name, move on to another one. Think of another one. And that's why their database is probably so loaded with a whole bunch of fucking names. Because it creates that account.
Do you care about Twitch partner?
Yes and no. No, because we haven't earned it.
Because I think about how it's weird that like you aren't that. I feel like you are that, but you just aren't labeled as that. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Like you're obviously an official fucking legit streamer. You know what I mean?
Right.
If anybody watches your streams, like it's clear as day, but you just don't have that.
Yeah. And it's just it's one of those things that it's like we were talking about earlier. If I wanted partner,
it kind of relates to everything.
If I wanted,
you could stream Call of Duty and get it.
I could. I don't know. It's weird. It's like if I want a huge YouTube channel tomorrow, wanted to make a lot of money just off of my YouTube, I would know. I know I could do it. I know I could do it, and I wouldn't enjoy doing the process. I could take 2 months streaming and like either I do just chatting and some graphic stuff, and I review graphics, and I just pour people into the channel through giveaways and graphics, and I get it, and I only stream 80 hours a fucking a month, and like that's how I get it, and I get it, but it's like I don't know, I'll go play Escape from Tarkov, and I enjoy playing the game, but it's like, what would make this better? Playing this and hanging out with other people, and like that's kind of the point of it. And I don't know. I really think it's fucking disrespectful how Twitch has turned these last few years. Essentially, they're telling their creators, you have to grow to be important to the platform, which is it's understandable. You have to have viewers to be important to the platform. But they don't give us a way to naturally grow on the platform. And boy, is that a slap in the fucking face.
Right.
Because they're essentially saying, we want you to be so loyal to this platform and bring people here. And that's how you get partner. You get partner by getting more viewers, and they have to stay in here. They have to stay in here. They can't lurk. They can't go away, because then they count as inactive. Not only that, when you get those viewers, they have to be active in chat as well, because we've hit those viewers so many times and got denied because like, well, your chat's not as active. We'd like to see a more active community. Yeah, so much goes into it. So not only is it a slap in the face like that, they're essentially telling you gotta grow on other social media sites. In that duration, you also have to take Twitch more serious. Because like in the affiliate contract, you can't multi-stream other sites. So it's like pick your poison. So it's easy. It's easy, like I said. I'm making it out to seem like a violin thing. Like I said, if I want a partner, I could get it. I got enough connections. I know what drives viewers to my streams. I know what does that. It ain't Tarkov.
For sure.
It ain't Tarkov.
And all your social media, But I don't know.
But when it comes to streaming right now, at this point in my life, I like turning it on and playing some Escape from Tarkov with a couple people. When it comes to YouTube videos, I don't want to sit down and show you how to fucking do something in Photoshop. That's just not what I want to fucking do. It just seems boring to me. I'm not knocking other people who do that. Right now,
it's not fulfilling.
No,
that's all that matters.
And right now, I'm here and there. I get a couple extra views from talking about some cameras and stuff. I'm not gonna in 2 months. I'm not gonna be making only videos about cameras. Like it's just I'm sorry, and I'm not knocking people that only talk about cameras. I don't want to be Big E, the fucking camera guy. I don't want to be Big E, the designer. I just want to be Big E. I just want to be that guy.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
just
what
like
makes you happy.
yeah, just like I'm sure you don't want to just be Rob the fitness dude or Rob the car guy. Like you just
Not at all.
You like to be Rob.
I've never wanted that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do like that, but then the digital marketing side of me just gets it. But it's just a balance thing. I don't know.
Yep.
I guess it always lingers in the back of your head that like this would work, and also like do people even want to see this shit and stuff like that. But once you get even just like I talked about that dude earlier, you get that one comment from someone saying like the reason or how diverse your shit is the reason I like your stuff. Once you hear that, dude, that like made my whole fucking day. That was like a big comment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I think about all the time. So like hearing that from a totally normal consumer, that was just nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, the niche thing it's an interesting dynamic for sure. Yeah, you could definitely how to do everything and whatever, you could definitely do it, but I don't know. And some people will talk about cameras all day or talk about fitness all day and they fucking love that.
Yeah, and
every time they put out a
so
video,
awesome.
That's fulfilling.
Yes.
Yeah, and like their heart feels full after they do that kind of stuff. But like if I did that every single time, like, and all my content was around like dieting or something, it would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like
it doesn't.
I do stuff with my car and I love it, and I'm like, dude, I want to show this off.
Yeah, that content doesn't suck in itself. It just
the
idea of doing it only sucks.
Being
for
like confined to anything,
yes,
does not sound fun.
Nope. Yeah, and that's that.
Well, it's not fun.
That right there exactly explains like so many people. Like you would almost think people were like mad at me because like I don't design anymore. You know, like they'll all the time stop by my streams or like will come to YouTube videos and it's like
they think it's all about numbers.
Why don't you design anymore?
They think that's what you care about.
Why don't you design? Why don't you? And it's like because I don't want to fucking do it anymore. Like I like it. I like doing it off stream and screen, and like I like designing my own shit. That's fun. I like designing my own clothing. Every now and then, a buddy needs some help with something where I'm like, man, that would be really fun to do. Okay, like, hey, I'll take on your project. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? But I don't want to have to fucking tweet about it and make my brand about it because I'm just Big E. You know what I mean? And so,
yeah, you just gotta go with your heart, dude.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. I don't know.
That's so words to live by from the TikTok guru. How to grow on TikTok in 2020. Is you just gotta go with your heart.
Yeah, it's true. It's just what makes you fucking happy and what makes because if you're not doing that, then nothing else matters.
Right.
But
absolutely.
I don't know.
Well, dude, I think we got a solid 2 hours in. I think that makes for a fucking fantastic podcast length.
This is really fun, actually.
Dude,
I like this shit a lot.
It's a great time. And I try to like seriously, I'm pumped about how these, because like these, I don't know, I just feel like I've tried to do these podcasts for a couple of years now. They've been really unsuccessful. There's been a lot of good conversations, but I feel like there was always this like dialogue or momentum of like or structure that I felt like I had to portray with this. As to where this is just like literally like
I know,
like we're just literally on the phone. Like I like that we do it live. It's so much
no
more
difference,
right? It's so convenient that we do it live, but like I almost like to pretend that I'm not live because I just focus. You know, I just focus on the conversation or pretend that nobody's even going to watch this in the first place. Like we're just literally talking. And that's what I want it to be for.
It's super normal.
Yeah, I want people to just hang out and not feel like they have to be a character of who they are from their social media whenever they come here. And I look forward to having you back on here and having more people on here too.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I could probably carve out some time every week if you want to just full send.
We'll do it up.
We'll
do it up. We'll do it up. Next week we'll talk about we'll talk about how to read analytics on TikTok, and we can clickbait the fuck out of it. I can get a lot of views on here.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh man. All right. So for everybody that listens to this on Spotify today, again, we do this over on YouTube. Come check it out. For everybody that's over on YouTube watching us, you can listen to the whole thing either here again, or we have a Spotify link in the description of the video. Also in the description is all Rob stuff. So if you didn't get enough information out of him today, you should probably just go, not be a forehead, and go check him out. That'd be really, really cool.
Come say what's up, dude.
Yeah, there you go. Go check him out on TikTok. Everybody, Rob, one final closing comment from you. Advice for TikTok, I guess.
Advice for TikTok?
Yeah, put you on the spot. Boom, make it quick. You gotta go now.
You want like an actual like TikTok tip, or do you want like
whatever you would think? What's the most important thing you would want to tell people right now about TikTok? Boom, go.
Fuck. I think right now, we kind of touched on this earlier, but the time we're at right now with TikTok, I think it's an unbelievable tool. I think it's incredibly rare, and something like this doesn't come along every 5 fucking years. Like, you never see something like this right now. So if you're into content creation and you want to grow pretty much anything in your life, you know, TikTok is just the tool to do it. Focus on watch time, get people to watch the entire thing. And if they could watch it twice, that's enormous. Use maybe like 3 hashtags every time now. It used to be as many as you want, but use like 3 that are like relevant to what you're doing. And that's pretty much it. But like, moral of the story is, just don't sleep on it. The name TikTok sounds like a fucking joke. That's why a lot of people don't take it seriously. It's a goofy, stupid fucking name, but it's a very powerful thing. And I've seen it change several people's lives. Like, it's a big time thing. So just don't sleep on it. That's all I gotta say. And if you do, that's totally fine, because I'm not, and neither is BigE. So let's go.
The TikTok guru, over and out. Fucking mic drop. Thanks everybody for coming out to BigE Hangouts. Everybody enjoy their day.
I'll see you guys.